let me tell you something. Look it, man. I've been an Atlanta fan for 45 years.
Late night vibes, we're turning up the heat. T Will on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL sports show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play. Bringing the thunder every single day. T Will, shining bright on the airwaves, bringing sports tonight. Atlanta heart, with a soul so free. My ATL sports show, it's the place to be.
Hey now, welcome ATL Falcon fans. Welcome ATL sports fans. Welcome fans of the For My ATL Sports One Network, and welcome fans of the Terry and Carrie Show. And of course, because it's Terry and Carrie, you got your host T Will, and you got my co-host and friend and best producer in the world, BPE Carrie. Miss Carrie, how you doing today?
Hey T Will, I'm doing pretty good. Still so happy and high off that win and the Benz on Monday Night Football against the Bills. I feel like that was our toughest opponent on the schedule, so can't tell me nothing like I warned you guys. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good heading into this San Francisco matchup, that's for sure.
Hey man, still smoking on that Bills pack. I hear you. I understand. What a great victory it was. And Carrie, you, myself, and everybody in our chat was kind of on pins and needles towards the end of that game. But hey, our boys pulled it out. They went on that drive, and what a great day and what a great victory it was. Now let's get into some things that happened, and specifically, we've talked about this all week. Carrie, you there? Oh, okay, Carrie, you
Yeah,
there? I
yeah.
lost you for a sec. Okay,
Okay.
all right, yeah. Let's get into some things that happened. One of them was the fact that guess what, Carrie? Ray McLeod was a healthy scratch, which means he was healthy, but he still didn't play.
Coach's decision, yeah. That was pretty shocking
Coach's
for me.
game time decision. Now let's talk about that for a sec, because there's widespread speculation out there. There are a couple of stories that are, circulating, and let's get into it a bit, because Carrie, Mooney was already injured, right? So if there's a game where you were going to have all, all heads on deck, everybody on deck, it'd be this game going up against arguably one of the best teams in the league, and your number two receiver is down, and your number three receiver is healthy, and you don't play him, right? You and I discussed this offline, but let's get into it. So there's a rumor, and again, none of this has been confirmed. We don't know. But there's a rumor that Ray was upset about the receivers coach, Ike Hilliard, being fired, and that there was a little discussion and things got passionate. And Ray said a few choice words to Raheem. Now, again, I don't know how true this is, right? So I'm not confirming any of this. And I personally don't believe this to be the case, because why would you have an argument 2 weeks later, right? After that, you've been on the bye.
Right,
You've been
right.
on the bye, right? You've had the victory against the Commanders. Why would you do that this week, right? And we got some folks in the chat. We got Craig says Ray diss Raheem on his capris, and Raheem got in his field. Oh man, Craig starting early. How you doing, Craig?
Hi,
We
Craig.
We got below 7077 Jalen Walker, Ray Ray, or Billy hasn't been seen all week. Do you think they playing? Oh, I definitely think Jalen is. I hope Jalen is playing. Ray Ray, I don't know. Billy, I hope he's playing. But let's get into it, Carrie. I don't know that I buy that 2 weeks
Mhm.
later, maybe even 3 weeks later, there was this argument or something just boiled up and Ray Ray felt the need to say it. In my humble opinion, I don't think it was a good look for you to have a game on Monday night and for you to have a birthday party that you made open to the public, that you had this gala event, and that you were seen at 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday night still out. I don't think that was a good look, especially when you're already not playing well, right? If you're leading the league in receiving yards, still not a good look, but at least you can hang your hat on that. But if you have been, shall we say, not great, okay, I don't think this is a good look. Carrie, let's get into it. Give me
Yeah.
your thoughts on this. Do you think this was a residual blow up by Ray Ray because he was just mad because of the events of 3 weeks ago,
It's
or just give me your thoughts?
I mean, it's really hard to tell, like you mentioned, it's all speculation. But Ray Ray did come out, after the firing of Ike Hillard and said that, he's one of the best, if not the best coach he's ever played under. So clearly he, really admired him and really liked him. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of times it's all speculation. We do know, though, for sure that he did have his birthday party at a nightclub Saturday night,
Hmm.
till late hours in the morning. But I mean, when we found that information out when it was being promoted on social media, I was like, okay, well, at least the game is on, Monday Night Football. So if anybody's there, they have time to possibly recover from like a hangover. But I don't know. I really don't know like Atlanta Falcons protocols or rules as far as like, are you allowed to be out on the weekend? Like, technically, it wasn't the night before a game. I don't know. It's all speculation, but at the end of the day, Ray Ray, really hasn't been even previous to this, week where he's in healthy scratch. He really hasn't done much on the field either,
Hmm.
which is unfortunate because I feel like he had arguably his probably his best season as a receiver in the league, uh,
Hmm.
on our, Atlanta Falcons last season. So I don't know. I really don't know what it is. It could be that he was upset about the firing, but also, I mean, I don't know if you see him on TikTok, but he does do like he likes to rap. Like I don't know if he's an aspiring rapper, but and I'm not trying to be funny, but I do. He posts TikToks of his rap music, and so I mean, I don't know. For me, I just feel like it could be that his head is not all in football because he does rapping, he does modeling, he's trying to be like a jack of all trades, but for
Hmm.
me, the thing that's paying the bills is the football. So
Yeah,
like, if I
yeah.
were him, I'd focus on that. And honestly, though, when he, to your original question, when we found out that he was a healthy scratch, and to me, our toughest opponent on this schedule this season, down Mooney, who hasn't been able to stay healthy, that
Mm.
was like a big red flag for me. To me, you did
Agreed.
something to really upset someone, or
Agreed.
you did something bad because to me, you need everybody who's healthy to be out on the field.
Right.
All hands on deck against your toughest opponent. So for me, yeah, that was pretty major for me to see that he was a healthy scratch. Coach's decision. And to that point, the Falcons have now practiced yesterday and today. They're practicing actually right now. And I just saw, D-Led say that Ray Ray is sorry, he doesn't see Ray Ray there with the wide receivers today. And he also wasn't there at practice yesterday.
Hmm.
So to me, I thought, tell me what your thoughts are, but my thoughts on this whole situation were, okay, well, maybe he did something, to upset the coaching staff. So okay, you're sitting out this week, kind of like a punishment. But to me, after the Bills game, I thought, okay, he should be starting being back at practice again because hello, it's a new week and we're focusing on beating the Niners. So Mooney's he has been at practice as of yesterday. He was at practice, so hopefully he could be a go. But all that to say, I feel like this is another red flag that he's now not practicing. So I don't know. It almost seems like, is he going to be a cut candidate? Is he going to be a trade candidate? Because it's just a few weeks away from the trade deadline. So that is very alarming to me as well. And I've said enough. So your turn, please.
Ah, agreed. Hey, gonna
You
answer you,
agree?
but before
Okay.
I do, just want to get to some housekeeping. We got Christy Lewis. Miss Christy,
Hi,
how you
Christy.
doing? It's Falcons Friday. Y'all hit the thumbs up and subscribe. M-I, cricket letter I, cricket letter I, humpback I, Miss Christy from Mississippi. Our resident fan on the scene. How you doing? Also, one of the lovely ladies of AFN. So if you have not checked her out, please check her out. They do a great job on that show. We got the Nerd King. Trade his butt to the Raiders or Jets for Jacoby Myers or Garrett Wilson. I like the Jacoby Myers. I like Jacoby. I'm down with that. Now let's get back to Ray Ray. It is never a good look, ever a good look when you are a healthy scratch. Unless there's something going on with your family or some situation, but typically they say that. But when they just come out and say you're a healthy scratch, yeah, I agree, Carrie. You piss somebody off. Now,
Yeah, and he's not practicing now 2 days in a
correct,
row.
correct, correct.
That's
Yeah,
alarming to me because to me, like, it's, I don't know how to word this correctly, but basically, I feel like it's past just a punishment at this point. Because are you going
agreed,
to make him?
agreed.
To
Yeah,
me, like, you don't punish him 2 weeks in a row to miss another
right,
game in practice. To me, this
right.
could mean like he's coming up to be trade or cut.
Yeah, and I mean it is what it is. It's unfortunate. Everybody that starts with you is I can attest to that, man. Everybody that starts with you isn't going to end up with you at the end of the day, and that's life, that's relationship, that's anything, right? And it just looks like, unfortunately, this relationship between the Falcons and Ray Ray has come to an unfortunate end. Now, again, I could be wrong, but all signs point to that. When you're not practicing a guy, first off, you got to look at what Raheem said in his post game interview. He said Ray Ray has the opportunity to compete for a position, right? He says Ray Ray has an opportunity to compete for a position. Mooney's down. Mooney's basically down. Who's Ray Ray competing with? Casey Washington? Uh, Kadero Hodge? Like at that point, you may as well keep Casey Washington and Kadero Hodge. So I think, yeah, I think, honest opinion, either they release him or he's going to be traded. I don't see Ray Ray sticking around just because. And again, we don't know what happened, and thank God we don't. We don't need to. Even though we want to know, do we really want to know? We don't. We don't want to know all the dirt that goes on because then it affects how we look at everybody. And look it when you go to your favorite restaurants, you don't need to see what they're doing behind closed doors, making the secret sauce. You just don't. You think you want to until you do, and then you don't want it. So, bottom line, I think, yeah, I think Ray Ray's done, whether it's by trade or releasing him. I just think that the Falcons no longer see him as a viable option. And it's unfortunate, but there's a way to do anything, Carrie, right? Like if I want to have a birthday party, right? Do I need to advertise? Do I need to put it on social? I can just
I
have a party, can I
mean,
not? You know what I
well,
mean?
yes, that is true, but in his defense, in these times we're living in, people are so engulfed in social media.
Mm-hmm.
They want to, flex on you, and they're going to promote this party that they're having at a nightclub to try to get this huge,
Mm-hmm.
outing and big crowd there. So,
And that's
but no,
probably
to
why
point, you
he's
don't
not
need to.
practicing now.
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
because he wanted, I'm saying there's a way to do anything, right? Like if you wanted to do
definitely.
this in the off season, that's fine. Or how about this? How about you do it last week when you're on a bye? You get what I'm saying? But no, you gotta be accurate and be as close to your birthday as possible. That's just not smart. You like this what makes this worse is that you're coming off of a bye week. Had you done this last weekend, I don't think anybody would have cared because you're on a bye. Get what I'm saying? You're on a bye. I
A
don't think
hundred
anybody would
percent.
have cared. I don't think you would have gotten the flack or even the thought process of this, if you do this a week prior, because you are on a break, you are technically on the equivalent of your spring break if you were in school, nobody's going to bat an eye over that. But you do that coming off of the break on the weekend when we faced our toughest opponent to date with the receiver down. That's just, yeah, to me, I'm gonna call it what it is. That's just stupid. There's a way to do anything. You want to model, you want to rap. I don't have an issue with that. I believe in supporting anybody and what they want to do. If you got a dream, hey man, go for it. That's what makes life uh palatable. That's what makes life digestible, is the fact that you can go out and do all these things. And we live in a country where it's possible. I
Mm.
love that. But to your point, Carrie, you gotta feed the bear that feeds you. You can't bite the hand that feeds you. You gotta go with the job that's paying you. And right now it's football. You get what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
whatever, man. I'm over Ray Ray. It is what it is. Let's get to some other business, right? Another point of contention. And by the way, let me see. Nerd King says sounds like another player who thinks he's bigger than the team. Could be Nerd King. T Terry says Ray Ray is a music producer. He loves Atlanta. Well, he's about to be promoted to full time music producer if he's not careful. Or as a friend of mine used to say, who I work with, we about to promote him to customer. Like, hey, you better be careful, Ray. Craig says Ray Ray could be turning into a locker room cancer because of the reasons y'all have given. And you know what, Ray? Excuse me. I'm sorry. You know what, Craig? I didn't want to say that. I did not want to say that, but I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm not going to say you're wrong. Now, again, I don't know the man to agree or disagree with that, and I'm not going to. But I could see I could see the Falcons making a decision based on, especially not knowing what happened. It's kind of hard to say, right?
Right.
Let's play this out, right? Let's say there was an argument between Ray and Raheem, and it got public. You got to go. You get what I'm saying? You can't. There's certain things you can't. And again, I don't know what was said,
Well, to your
but
point, T. Will, I do want to say that maybe his actions, off the field have kind of, or maybe, like we said, it's all speculation. We don't really know what happened,
right,
but I do want to put out there that I've been seeing some people trying to spin this narrative that he's not happy for his teammates and all this because they caught, in the locker room celebration where they get the game balls. If you guys
yeah,
haven't checked it out, the Falcons do post that video, which is awesome.
yeah,
And, they I believe it was Bajan that was getting the game ball, and then you see him in the corner. He was smiling in the video, but they just so happened to catch him when he would just had a serious face on and like looked like a side eye. But it's like a still shot of a video, and I
right,
just feel like,
right.
come on, people, like that. I feel like that's the biggest reach.
That's
I
not
just wanted to
fair.
put, yeah, I
That's
just
not
wanted to
fair.
put that out there because I feel like that's the biggest reach in my opinion because
Yeah.
sometimes some people have like that RBF. I mean, I don't, but like I know there's some people that just have that like face where they just look so serious, and it's like, like
Oh,
I'm
you
okay.
just said RB. Oh, wow.
So
I just caught what you were saying. Okay.
no, but
I'm
like
on the slow bus
you know,
today.
and
The
see,
struggle bus.
I don't
Okay.
have that, but
No, I
sometimes
know
like
you don't.
no,
I
I
know you
don't have
don't.
that exactly, but sometimes, if like say I'm listening to like a speech or something, I'll just be so engulfed in what they're saying that I'm not just smiling the whole time, you know what
No,
I
I
mean?
know
So,
people who have that. I know
and
people who have that.
yeah,
So no, you don't.
and to that point, I know his mom even came to his defense on Twitter, like, don't come for my son's,
Hmm.
character, because to her point, if you were watching the football game, Falcons versus Bills, you could
He was
see that
cheering.
yes, he was
Yeah, he was
cheering
cheering.
when I believe who scored the touchdown? Was it Bijan who scored? And then he was like
Somebody, but
really
yeah,
hyped with the towel and
yeah.
celebrating with his teammates. So yeah, I agree. Like, please don't make like
And and
don't do
and
that.
you don't know what was going through his mind. He could have been like, I got to fart. You don't know what was going through his mind. He could have had any number of, like, did I take the trash out? Oh, damn.
Right.
You don't know what was
Right.
going
So
through his mind. So you
exactly.
cannot say, like, when we get into thought police, right?
Right.
That's where you
It's
got to
just
draw the line,
right.
right?
That's why I saw that video or that picture going around. I'm like, really? Come on, we're better
Yeah,
than that. Like he was
I can't
celebrating on the sideline with his
correct.
teammates.
I can't prosecute you for what you're thinking. You get what I'm saying? Like when we get
Right.
into thought police, right? No, because whatever he's thinking, he didn't do it. He didn't act on it. He hasn't been, that we see. But to Craig's point, we don't know everything that's going on. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? We don't know what took place. Clearly something took place for him to not be in the game
Right.
and be
Right.
healthy and not be practicing this week. Something went down. I don't know
Yeah,
what
he's
it is.
not he's not they're
I
practicing
don't
right
know
now and
what
he's
it is.
not there again, so
Right, right. But something went down. But it's okay. But let's get to some other fun stuff. I got Craig says Raheem and Terry could be doing this to establish a culture of being all in because they know everyone's job is on the line, and obviously Ray Ray isn't totally brought in. And to that point, that to me, that's a better point. Or I shouldn't say that because they're both good points. But to me, that is the one that I can get behind more so than him being a cancer, is him not being locked in. You get what I'm
right.
saying?
And I me too, because
I
like I
can
said
I can
earlier,
get behind that.
he has
That I
other
can
things
get
going
behind.
on. Yeah, yeah.
And that would make sense to the why are you doing a birthday party on the weekend when we're trying to get ready for the Bills, who are arguably the best team in the league? What are you doing? What that 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 narrative drives that. Because if you're not all bought in, right? If you got 10 people bought in and one that's not, you got to get rid of the one. We need all hands on deck. We need every belief is a powerful thing, Carrie. And the way these guys are talking and the way they're moving, you're starting to see belief in the system, right? If you're going to be a good coach of anything, you got to get your players to believe
Right.
before anything, right? And this team is starting to believe. Now you got a guy over here with one leg in, one leg out. You can't have that because you're lukewarm. Well, I did this because I got this. I did this birthday party because it's good for my rap career, but it's not necessarily good for the Falcons. So that one, Craig, I can get behind. But we got our other business, Carrie. Let's get to.
I know. I was like, we spent too much time on right here.
It's okay.
But
It happens.
yeah.
Let's get to, and this is really what I want to discuss.
Okay.
So with Ray Ray being out, right, and with Mooney being out, you don't call up Chris Blair. You don't call up Chris Blair, who, by the way, and I will take the Pepsi taste test with anybody with this. Chris Blair had the best training camp of any Falcons wide receiver. I dare anybody to say anything different than that. He caught touchdowns in all three games. So, with an available spot, Chris Blair's been here, what, 3 years? Why are we not seeing Chris Blair, Terry? Excuse me, Carrie. I'm looking at T. Terry. Hey,
You're asking
why?
yourself. It's okay.
Exactly. It's okay. Why, why are we not seeing Chris Blair, Carrie? What up with that? Let's talk about it. What's going
Yeah.
on?
I don't know. I thought that was weird. I really did. I mean, he has experience, in regular NFL games. I think he played a little bit last season. Then he balled out, to your point, in the preseason this year. I honestly thought maybe he'd get called up. Some people have thrown around Nick Nash. I think he's not ready. I definitely would call it Blair first, but I'm really not sure, to be honest. I don't know what's going on with that situation. But hopefully he gets his opportunity soon because, to your point, yeah, he balled out in the preseason.
Yeah, I don't understand. This situation reminds me, and I've said this all week, but it reminds me of Anton Smith. And for those of you Falcon heads who've been here for a while, you know who Anton Smith is. Anton Smith would come in a game, they'd hand the ball off to him. He'd run 60 yards, touchdown, then we wouldn't see him for 2 games. And they did this throughout his career. Throughout Anton Smith's career with the Falcons, he never got, in my humble opinion, the playing time that he should have. Now, what was behind that, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. But to me, Chris Blair is getting this treatment because when this guy was in the game, especially this year, you want to argue that last year, you had other guys in other situations, fine. But this year, where he's been needed, right? All we can do is judge on what we've seen. And from what we saw in preseason, he was outstanding. So I don't get it. I don't understand. It's weird. And that's all I'm saying.
Right.
Let me see. T. Terry says Falcons are using Bijan as a third receiver. He's taking Ray Ray's spot. Agreed, T. Terry. Agreed. 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 Yeah. And I think we should have done this last year, but I think what that does is, to T. Terry's point, is it just maximizes the weapons that we have, right? To me, and I'm gonna say this, and y'all are probably gonna be all over me, but in my humble opinion, as a guy who's been watching football for a long time, Bijan Robinson reminds me of Marshall Faulk. And if you guys don't know who Marshall Faulk was, look him up. He played for the Rams, the greatest show on turf, but he was not only a great running back, he was a great wide receiver out of the backfield. Great, superb, one of the best. Okay. Uh, Marshall Faulk is a Hall of Famer, but just the ability of Bijan to run routes. Sometimes, Carrie, you got corners on this dude, and they still can't stick with him. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying he runs every route on the route tree, but Bijan is a very capable receiver and a weapon. You add that along with Drake London and Kyle Pitts, who, by the way, if y'all forgot about Kyle's got a great. I got nothing bad to say about Kyle. Okay, Kyle is doing his thing this year. He has been
He
outstanding,
is.
even in this game, Carrie.
Even blocking, he's been
No,
great. Even
yes, yes,
against the Bills,
yes,
his blocking has improved so much.
yes.
And yeah, to your point, I'm hoping we see a little bit more of Kyle involved. Because I think he only had 4 or 5 targets.
Yep.
He's still a feature in the offense, but I still feel like he could definitely be used more as well.
Well, and he comes up big for us on third down. So there was a third down when we were driving where Penix scrambled out to the right and Kyle followed him basically on his route. And Penix, I think it was a third down, but Penix completed the pass to him. So look, Kyle's been big in clutch situations. That's one thing I'll say. The difference between Kyle and other years and this year, Kyle has come up big in the clutch. So I got to give him that. Craig says Ray Ray still loves his teammates, but had lost all faith in the staff after they fired Hilliard. So Ray Ray is going to celebrate his teammates' successes, but voice his
Mm.
dislike to the staff.
You might be onto something,
You
Craig.
might be onto something. You might be onto something, Craig. You might be. You might, but that's a. I mean, you can't. If you're the Falcons, you can't have that. Either you're in or you're out. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
right.
if
To
you
Craig's point, it's like you like your coworkers, maybe, but not the boss.
right, but if you but
Um,
you can disagree with the boss, but do it in private. Do it the right way. You get what I'm
right,
saying? Do it the
right.
right. Don't do it publicly. Because now you're gonna make this man make a choice. Okay, well, I mean, it's not like you out here killing it on the field, right? Like if you out here, let's say Drake is number one and uh Ray Ray is number two in receptions and touchdowns, and yeah, now that's different. But you're
Right.
clearly not. You get what I'm saying? So
100%.
yeah, it is what it is. All right. Let's get to some comments by Joe Patrick. And let's talk about oh, also T. Terry says Chris is slow as ice water. He runs a 4.7 in the 40. Yeah, but just because he's not particularly fast, T. Terry, doesn't mean he can't run good routes. Doesn't mean he can't get open. I mean, look it, he
Maybe
killed it.
maybe that maybe T Terry's trying to say that's why he wasn't elevated yet because we need
It could
speed.
be.
That's been a big thing that we've had an issue with this season. I
Hmm.
mean, the receivers are neither getting down the field or getting separation outside of Drake London. So, um we're missing Mooney with that deep threat and, his speed. So, and then, Ray Ray isn't really doing anything either. So maybe that's why they elevated. I apologize, I forgot his name because I really didn't know of him prior to them elevating him from the practice squad. But maybe that's why he got elevated to the active roster because of his speed.
Mm. So, hey, you know what? That's an interesting point. But to that, I just have one thing to say, Carrie. I have one thing to say to T. Terry's comment. Are you ready? Are you ready? Carrie's like, oh God, oh God,
Oh gosh,
what's
what
he
is
about
it?
to do?
What is it?
Oh God, what is this man about to do? What is he talking about? What is this man about to do? I don't understand it. Well, to that comment, I just have one thing to say, and yeah, I just he said 4-7, right, Carrie? Is that what he said? He said 4-7. He said Chris Blair runs a 4-7, right? Carrie, is that 4.71 seconds? Is that right?
Okay, we're
He
not
said, right?
comparing him to
The
Jerry Rice,
point,
are we?
the point, the point that I'm making, Carrie, is it's about the route tree and how you run your routes. Now, speed has something to do with it, but if you run your routes efficiently, there are a lot of receivers who didn't necessarily run 4-3 and 4-4 who went on to have great careers. That's
True,
my
but I think his point is that we just need speed, and I agree. We're lacking speed as a like with our receiving core, with Mooney being out and not being
well.
able to stay healthy.
I
So,
think we need speed, but Carrie, I think we need guys who can get open, right? Speed is not necessarily the only determining factor in success,
oh,
right?
100%. And that's why I said we haven't had like no one's really been getting open outside of Drake, to be
Correct.
honest. So, yeah,
But
that's an issue.
you know who was getting open in preseason. You know who was getting open, right? Yeah, yeah. It was Chris Blair. That's all I'm saying. So okay, we can get back to it, Carrie. Funny thing, who was it? Chris Long was you sent me this article, but Chris Long was on one of his podcasts and he gave the Falcons some big ups, Carrie. Can you
I know,
talk
I
to us
loved
about it
it.
and tell us about it? Tell us about what Chris Long had to say.
I mean, he said that, which I really appreciated somebody with the platform saying, is that, Falcons fans, you have a good beep in football team
He
because
said that a
all
couple times, didn't he? You
he
got a
was
good bleeping team.
Yes, you do have a good bleeping team. Um, and, basically said that he notices national media leads with the fact that, oh, well, the Bills didn't play that well, or oh, the Bills this, or, basically, how what we're used to as Falcons fans that, oh, anytime the Falcons win, it's like, oh, well, this team was injured, or oh, this guy had a bad game. They never want to give us our props. But he
Right.
was like, and I kind of was one of those guys heading into this game. I thought the Bills were going to win this one. So he was like, basically, like, I apologize. You guys got a good beeping team. And yeah, people people should give you guys your props because you have
We got a
your
great
team
beeping team, everybody. We got a
yeah.
great beeping team. Just saying.
But
Beeping right.
no. So
You're
yeah,
gonna beep around and find out. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I'm glad you shouted him out because I really appreciated that he gave us a shout out. And, because it's always, I feel like a narrative where anytime we get a win, especially a big upset, it's always like, even the Eagles game last season, we beat the Eagles and shocked the world on prime time, and it was all about like Saquon. If Saquon wouldn't have had that drop, they would have
Yeah,
never
yeah,
lost that. We would have
yeah.
never lost that game. And it's like, how about just give the Falcons their props for
Give them their
a
flowers.
huge
Give them their
upset,
roses.
right? For
All
a
right.
huge upset win.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
we're Falcons fans. You should be used to it, Carrie. Come on. You gonna have to toughen up, Buttercup. It's this how it goes over here. It's how it is. Craig says if Bijan in the offense and defense comes out and plays great ball against the 49ers and win, they have no choice but to give the Falcons their flowers and put Bijan in the MVP race. Agreed. T.
I
Terry said
mean,
Bijan first season he trained with Chase. T. Terry, I did not know that. Did you know
yeah,
that, Carrie?
yes, I did know that.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yes, he
Okay.
did.
All right.
Which
You about to say something, Karen? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut
No,
you off.
I was just gonna say that is true. And then obviously we all know that he trained with CMC this offseason, so I really appreciate that. Bijan's always trying to improve his game, and learn from players that have, excelled in the league and done very well for themselves, and players like Jamar, Triple Crown winner, and CMC. So, but to Craig's point, I agree with him, but I think it'll be more likely that Bijan wins offensive player of the year versus MVP, because I feel like they always give the MVP to a quarterback. So
Yeah.
I'm rooting for him to win offensive player of the year though, for sure.
I'm rooting for him to win MVP, but you're right. They do give it to a quarterback. And right now, Baker is playing out of his mind. So, got to give him that.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, Baker.
unfortunately.
That scramble that he had against
Oh my
who did they play? Who did
goodness.
they play?
They played the
They
49ers
played the
who were
40.
about to
I'm saying
play.
to myself, are you serious? Like you three guys had an opportunity to bring him down, and he just I'm like, it's like he's playing Madden, right? It's like the B button. Whoops, watch this. Whoops, whoops. Wait, who did
Right.
you do that? Was it Berman? Whoop, 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 whoop. That's crazy thing. But anyway, Nando says Mac Jones will be added to the list of quarterbacks that have passed for under 200 yards. Love it.
Yeah.
Um,
To his point, yeah, we haven't allowed a single quarterback to pass for over 200 yards. I don't think we've allowed correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've allowed a running back to rush for over 100 yards, and we haven't allowed a single team to have over 300 yards of offense yet this season through 5
I'm with
games,
you
which is
with the
awesome.
over 300 yards of offense. Not sure about the running back, but I'm totally with you on the over 300 yards of offense
Okay,
because
we gotta check on that, but I could have
we
swore
got to
I
check.
had read that, but
You could be
um,
right. You could be
but
right.
all that to say, I agree, and I'm happy. I mean, either way, both of Mac Jones and Brock Purdy are pretty banged up as far as injuries go,
Hmm.
but it's looking like Mac Jones is going to be the starter this week for sure, which I honestly was kind of preferring because he's less likely to move in the pocket. He's more of a statue, which will be great for our pass rush. Just saying.
Be awesome. Just stand there. Just stand there. This will be over so quick, Mac. We're just gonna take you down right quick. It's okay. The Nerd King says, I know this probably won't happen, but y'all trade for Chris Olave. No. Do you care? Do you want to trade for Chris Olave? I don't.
Absolutely, absolutely not. And I know he is a trade candidate because they suck, but I think if he does get traded, it definitely won't be to us. We'd probably be the last team they would trade to, especially in the division. But I could see him maybe going to, like, I don't know, say the Giants or the Bills, honestly,
Mhm.
somebody who needs a receiver. And that's obviously not the division rival, but I did see Chris Olave yesterday saying that he loves it there and he loves his coaches and wants to be there forever. So we'll see if he gets traded. I'm not sure.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah, T Terry. I did not know that Bijan trained with Chase, so thank you for that, brother. Yeah, hey, I wasn't aware of that. Craig says, as much as of Pitt's hater as I am, he's been clutch in some degree. Less Casper tackles him, unless Casper tackles him, but he is also running gingerly as well. Hey man, hey, Pitts has been that dude this year.
I love
Pitts
it.
has been our guy.
You guys know I love it.
Oh yeah, you're Pitts' attorney when it comes to the court of public opinion. So
I feel like
you're
somebody had to be because it was this like
agreed,
Cal Pitts senior versus the world. Like somebody had
agreed.
to do the job.
Agreed. Uncle Steve says, hey, y'all, as much as the Bijan receiver is a great option, I think we really need a solid wide receiver to make defenses honest. Right now, every DC is scheming for Bijan. We need to give them Bonnie Raitt something to talk about. Let's give them something to talk about. Y'all
Love
know that
it.
song?
Yes,
Okay.
I 100%.
See, if Uncle Steve was here, he could
Uncle
go into
Steve.
his rendition of something to talk about because he's got his keyboard and all of that, or whatever. Uncle Steve, I probably butchered it, but there you go. It's a tribute to you. Let's give them something to talk about. Yeah, okay, all right. That's all you get though. Let's see. We got Miss Pam in the building. Miss Pam, how you doing? She says, "Hey everyone, how you doing, Miss Pam? Hopefully you
Miss
are doing
Pam.
fine, and we want you to know we love you, Miss Pam, and we're praying for you." Craig says, "Go get me Waddle. I'm a happy man." I don't know about Waddle, Crick, because he's going to be expensive, and we don't have the money because we got to pay a bunch of other guys. I mean, a bunch of other guys. We got to pay. Oh, I don't know, Drake. We got to pay. Oh, I don't know, Bates. We got to pay. Oh, I don't know. We got to think about Tyler, and we got to pay. Oh, I don't know, Kyle Pitts. So yeah, I don't. We don't have the money to pay that and Waddle too. I just
I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna disagree with you. I would so much rather have a Waddle over Jacoby Myers or Chris Olave. I don't know what other names people are throwing out there, but compared to the others, he's definitely what we need as far as getting separation. He has the breakaway speed. He's exactly what I would love to have as a receiver. But I think his cap hit this year would only be 1.27 million. So, and next year's cap hit is 4.9 million. So, um, the Dolphins, they had recently given him a new contract, but they already paid out his signing bonus. So you really wouldn't feel any of the contract or like money until 2027, which I believe next year, if Kirk is no longer on the team, we're gonna have much more money. So I think Terry could cook and work his magic. And if he did, that's who I would want. But my thing is, I don't know that the Dolphins are going to even want to trade him. I've read rumors that they want a first round pick. If that's what they want, we're out. Obviously, we don't have one because we traded up for Pierce. Um, but I also don't think they'll do it because they already lost Cheetah, which I know that they were probably going to release him anyway after the season. But then it's like, who is Tua going to throw the ball to when seats are already hot in Miami? So I don't see it happening, but I would love to have Waddle.
all right. So let's take a look at this contract, right? Because I mean, hell, if we can get him, so cap hit this year, 2025 is 8 million. What do we have in cap space right now? Well, I guess my question is, what would it cost us to get him? Do we have room underneath our current salary to add him? Right. I mean, look, if you can get him and he's affordable, that's fine. But you're right. So dead cap hit next year is 11 million. Cap hit out after that is 33 million. So you'd have to trade him 2027 if you got him. If you didn't want to keep him, that's when everything kicks in. So okay, you got a point there. I got to
So I'm
I
not
can
against
admit it.
it.
You
If
got a
Terry
point.
could cook and work his magic, that would be the guy you need because he is very fast. I'm pretty sure he runs like a 4.3. I don't, or a 4.4. I don't know. He's very fast and has just what we're looking for at the receiver position. So I think it's definitely a long shot and a dream, but man, I would love to have him for sure.
What would it take to get him?
I've read rumors that they want a first round pick, and obviously we don't have that. But I mean, just because that's what they want doesn't mean if they're desperate, sellers, that doesn't mean that's what they're gonna get. So I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm interested to see what ends up happening. I love the trade deadline because it's always shocking things
Oh,
that
me
happen.
too.
So
Oh, it's
I can't
I
wait. Hope.
I love it. I love it for football and baseball. Now basketball, I don't really understand their trades, so
Okay.
But I mean, I look. I follow the Hawks. I just with basketball, there's so much you got to do with salaries and this and that.
Right.
You got to move that around, and I did not particularly care for trigonometry in high school, and so yeah, just not my thing. But I do love the NFL trade deadline. I do love the MLB trade deadline because I'm a lifelong Braves fan. Anyway, Craig says if we keep on, T. Will's gonna make a case for Felipe Franks to be our wide receiver three. Okay, I'm not gonna say that, but did y'all see that first down that he got last week? I'm just saying, okay, because it was me defending Felipe Franks in
Oh,
the preseason game. Yes, Carrie. Yes. Oh,
oh
you're about to
gosh,
hear it.
Craig, you
You're
had to
about to
bring
hear it.
up you
You're
had to
about to
bring up
hear it.
Felipe
You are about to hear it. That's right. It was me and Uncle Steve singing Felipe's praises when he made that touchdown and jumped over three people, okay, in the preseason game. And what did you say, Kerry? You gave me so much grief. You and Jack and the rest of the world and
I
Chris
did.
and
I
everybody
did.
we know gave me grief about it. And what happened? When you needed him, he was there, Carrie. 3rd and 1. And what happened? He got it. And not only that,
Felipe Felipe Flake is what they're calling. We got a name for it even.
oh wow. Oh wow. Craig says the thing Raheem still needs to work on is his timeout usage, and it showed at the end of the first half, and he still needs work. Yeah, I think Raheem is the kind of like the person. Look, if we got the lead, I don't want to help them out. I think that's where he was coming from. Now, I did come back to bite him, but I mean, hey, man, you know, I I don't necessarily disagree, Craig. Pam says, love you back. And we appreciate it. Nando says, go get a Waddle, trade Kyle Pitts, T Will. 4.37 speed. We're talking here. I don't know that I trade Kyle for see, and I don't you know what? Maybe I'm biased, Carrie. Would you trade Kyle Pitts for Jalen Waddle?
Oh, you don't do that to me.
And
I'm
look,
Cal Pitt's
Nando
lawyer,
did
and you
it to
want me?
me. Nando, why can't I do it to you? Nando did it to me. I mean, come on, would
Oh,
you give me your thoughts? Would you I know it puts you in a precarious position since you're Kyle's defender, but guess what? It's just the way it is. Them's the apples, Carrie. Them's the choices. Would you trade Kyle Pitts for Jalen Waddle? Straight up. No first round picks, no anything. Would you
okay. Well, first of all, that's never gonna happen. But I mean, if we were in some fantasy land where that is going to happen, I'm 100% doing that. But please
Wow.
don't. But please do not tell.
Wow.
Please do not tell my client.
Wow. wow.
I'm
You
sorry,
know
but
what? I applaud your honesty.
I'm
Hey
gonna be
man,
honest. I'm
here's
sorry.
serious. I applaud your honesty, Carrie. I can't believe you'd even admit to it. That's wow. Okay, I
I'm
can dig it.
sorry. I try
I
not to
can
be
dig
biased, even though I'm the Kyle Pitts lawyer defender.
it. well,
Um,
hey, I think you've just displayed that to our audience. So hey, good for you, Miss Carrie. I gotta applaud your honesty because I didn't think you were gonna do it. I did not think you were gonna do it.
well, here's the
Uh,
thing. I mean,
is
here's
that
the thing. Like, I just feel like right now, wide receiver is besides maybe corner, like I feel like wide receiver is such a glaring hole right now on this team because Mooney, missed a few games at the end of the season, missed all of training camp. Now he's missed how many games? At least two or three, right?
Mhm.
I mean, and then when he is on the field, it's like we're not seeing much production either.
Yeah,
So
he's injured.
we're
He's
really
still injured.
playing right now with just a wide receiver one, and I mean,
Well, it's
really,
like is it T Terry or Nando? Somebody said basically we're using Bijan as our third receiver, and we are, and we really are. And Kyle Pitts is your second.
wow, I have to provide some breaking news.
Uh oh.
You're like, oh, wait, what? Kyle Pitts is
Man,
actually traded?
I'm scared. Ah!
Okay. Crazy.
oh God!
No,
Oh God!
no.
What if that happens?
This is going to be big for our run defense, unfortunately, especially against a guy like Christian McCaffrey. Unfortunately, Jalen Walker has been ruled out
Oh no, that's not good.
for this Sunday night football game, and
That's
I
not
hate
good.
that because I feel like he was huge for us. Um, Locking up James Cook
Yeah.
and containing the run game in general. So yeah, that's a big hit for me. We still don't know about Billy Bowman, but it was reported today that Billy Bowman is again not at practice, and neither was Jalen Walker. But we
Mm,
don't know if Billy Bowman's going to be playing. I'm gonna take a educated guess and say no, because he hasn't been at practice. He missed last week with injury. It's not
right.
looking good for him. But hey, D. Alford stepped up in a major way
He
in his
did.
absence. So, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I am worried now that Jalen Walker's out.
Yeah. He did. He did. So, um, well, Jalen Walker's out. Obviously, Clark Phillips is out. Billy Bowman's probably not playing. Jake Matthews has he been at practice this week or no?
Who is it?
Jake Matthews.
Jake Matthews. Okay, that is another breaking news just in this last hour. More breaking news in the last hour that Jake Matthews, he didn't practice yesterday and he wasn't practicing Wednesday, but today he is at practice and he's doing drills during the open period. So that's huge for us.
Okay.
He is doing everything he can to keep that streak, going into Sunday Night Football and to make it 184 consecutive starts, by the way, the longest active streak in the NFL. So shout out to Jake. The Matthews, guys are built so tough,
Yeah,
and
they are.
It looks like it's trending towards him playing. They probably, he's a veteran. They probably let him rest the last 2 days, um, and I'm sure he's doing everything he can to want to play because that's just
He's
how he is.
he's built Ford tough. Hey Ford, if you guys want to come sponsor us, we're here. Just letting you know. Terry and Carrie show. Just put it out there. Okay. Anyway, just kidding. So all right. So yeah. So Matthews is gonna play. Everybody else is out. Ray, we don't know what's going on. We've talked about that. I think the Falcons do need to make a move for another receiver. I don't know that you could get Waddle. Carrie and Chat, give me your thoughts on anybody else. Was it what's the other guy? The guy from Oakland. Um,
Jacoby Myers, and it's
yeah,
Vegas.
I think that's. I said Oakland.
I
Lord Jesus.
don't. Okay. I would like Jacoby Myers because yeah, he's a Georgia boy, so you'd be bringing him home, so that could probably pull him here. But
Right?
my thing is like he's more of a big body receiver, and I feel like we already have that in Drake. He's not like a Waddle. Like I don't know what his speed is. Let me look it up. But um, I just feel like he's not as much of a fit
Yeah.
for us and that we need. He runs a 4.63, so yeah, he's not really fast, but so for me, like at this point, we really are playing without a true wide receiver 2 or 3, if you think
Yes.
about it.
Yes.
So I would take anybody, well, not anybody, I don't want to say that, but any starter that could, give us some production, sure. But I just feel like we need somebody different than what Jacoby Myers could really give us because he doesn't have the speed that, for me, that's what I'm looking for, a speedster.
Well, I mean, look at we did what. So I guess, and I hear you, and I don't. I'm not discounting what you're saying, right? But what I am saying is, if we did what we did against the Bills with arguably Bijan, Kyle, and Drake, or Bijan, Drake, and Kyle, however you want to do it, then any addition as it, in my opinion, right? And let's talk this out. Would not Jacoby Myers help out? I mean, because you got to figure you're probably going to double Drake. You bracket Kyle. You can't double everybody, right? And I gotta feel like if you can give Penix a few seconds, some other folks are going to get open. And look, Myers is a serviceable receiver, so he knows how to get open, even though he has 4.6 speed, right? Like I mean, look, in a perfect world, if you want to go and get Jalen Waddle and keep Kyle Pitts, I'm all for it. Do what you got to do. I just don't think that we have the resource to do that. A, we don't have the picks, and B, we don't have the picks, and I don't even know that we could pay
We
him
got a
even.
second round pick. F those picks.
F those picks is what Carrie's saying. F those picks.
I
Wait,
mean,
no,
let's
bleep
Harry
those
cook.
picks. Bleep those picks. That's what
Let's
she's
Harry
saying.
cook. I mean, he showed you in the draft that he's all on board with F those picks. It's win
Hey
now.
man,
Traded away a
hey.
first, and you got a first round pick starter. You got two, obviously, but um, I think it's win now mode. And yeah, I truly think that maybe we could be active at the deadline going for receiver, especially if we either trade away or cut Ray McLeod.
Well, let me
But
let me go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say sorry. The other breaking news is Billy Bowman Jr. has also been ruled out as well.
And the hits just keep on coming.
Oh wait,
So
one more. No,
oh wow. Oh, you got me.
I'm
Oh,
kidding.
you got me so good on that. Oh, you got me. Oh, you got me. Yeah. My heart was literally like, what? No, those are all the ones we knew about. What are you saying, Carrie? What are you saying? No. Oh, you got me, Carrie. I'm an old man. Um,
No,
you
I
made
do
me
want to
forget what
say.
I was about to say.
Oh, okay, well, while you're thinking about it, I will say shout out to Josh Kendall with the Athletic. He did say that, Jalen Walker's absence can be absorbed by our deep edge group, which I do see that. Which is crazy to say. We have a deep edge group. Like, wow,
That
what
is
times
crazy.
are
It's
we
crazy to
living
say
in?
we got
But
the number one defense. That's what's crazy to
yeah,
say.
yeah, that's crazy too. But he said, but Billy Bowman Jr.'s absence means more D. Alfred at nickel. Jeff Ulbrich said that he does not mind that at all. To step in and play the way he did against the Bills was exceptional. So they got a lot of confidence in him.
Agreed. 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 All right. So Falcons have 5 straight games. To your point, Carrie, holding teams under 300 total yards. Okay. Um, hey, one's a coincidence, two's by chance, three, that's a movement. That's a trend. Five, we got something going here. I really think that Kyle Shanahan is going to try and run the ball. Oh, I'm so sorry. I really think that Kyle Shanahan is going to try and run the ball because we've not been great against the run. We've not been terrible, but we've not been great against the run.
Yeah, I think
So
that's where our weakness is in our defense, to be honest. So I could see that 100%. And they got one of the best running backs in the league in CMC. So it would only make sense.
yeah, so we're gonna kind of be up against it um, in that run. So we're gonna find out what we can do. Now you got to figure Ulbrich knows this, and not only that, but when the Bills came out in that second half with James Cook on that first series, we couldn't stop him. So I got to think we're going to get a dose of that. And knowing Kyle Shanahan, he'll stack on top of that and stack on top of that and stack on top of that. And he'll probably run the same run play 3 or 4 times. And on that fourth time, it's a play action pass to somebody at the other opposite of the field that nobody's looking for. That's just Kyle Shanahan. Um,
I'm
but
just
let's,
so happy that Jake Matthews looks like he's gonna play. I feel like that's huge for us. And that, no disrespect to Jalen Walker or to Billy Bowman, but I feel like Jake is the most important to be there. Because you got
yeah,
to win in the trenches, right? And I apologize, I forgot the guy's name that played in his absence. Um,
yeah, me too.
yeah, but he's doesn't have.
Is Storm Norton feeling better or how's he feeling? Well,
So we just hit the 8 week mark of them announcing that he had surgery. So they had originally told us 6 to 8 weeks for him to be back. But
mhm,
I see him at the games on the sideline, but I don't see him practicing, or at least being
that's pretty.
reported that he's practicing. So um I mean this in the most respectful way, but our coaching staff is not very transparent about injuries. So
Right, right.
for all we know, he could be ready to play Sunday.
We
But
don't
it's
know.
gonna be a surprise. But yeah, they don't really keep us, you know,
In the loop.
the know, yeah, in the loop, in the know about injuries. So until they have to tell us. So yeah, I haven't really heard anything about Storm Norton's
Okay.
progress. Hopefully he'll be back soon, but thankfully, Elijah Wilkinson has been holding his own, honestly. Like,
Elijah
shout out to
Wilkins has
him.
been great.
Shout out to him, man. I
Yeah.
just, wow.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely shout out to him. He's been outstanding. Falcons coming at 3-2, 49ers 4-2. Falcons offense 350 yards per game, defense 253. Number one. By the way, I think we have the number two offense, is what they were saying. And
Yes, we have the number two offense. Where our weakness is the red zone still, which I've been harping on. We're not like we're pretty low in the league as far as scoring. So that's the one thing we need to improve on. But as far
yeah,
as like rushing yards, passing
yards.
yards, we're
Yeah.
there. We're
Yeah.
really up there. So that's
Yeah.
great.
Well, the 49ers have 358 yards per game. We have 351. So we're getting yards. We just got it, to your point. We got to do better in the red zone, but we're getting there. We're like that first half was great. You could argue Falcons should have been up, should have been 31 at the end of the first half, but whatever. Hey, these things go the way they
Right.
go. But I definitely think that offensively and defensively we are doing great, and hopefully that trend will continue. That is the 49ers injury chart, and it's a lot of
Sheesh.
stuff, but the bottom line is, well, it's this guy limited practice, who didn't practice. But the
They're
main,
very beat up right now, though.
yeah,
They really
but
are.
Fred Warner is out.
Fred
That's
Warner's out. Yep, he just had
for the season.
surgery a couple days ago, so he's out.
Yep,
Obviously, Nick Bosa was already out. I feel like those are huge for their defense.
they are.
Missing pieces, obviously.
They are.
So, I think that with those guys missing that are so big for their defense, they're struggling rushing the passer,
Hmm.
which could be big for us because we have one of the best offensive lines in the league. So,
Hmm.
I think that's really good for us. Um, yeah.
So let's talk about strategy.
Okay.
Obviously you can run Bijan wherever you want to run him. I don't know that you could do some RPOs, but I would say basically our strategy is the same strategy that we had last week, which is use Bijan in the passing game as well as the running game, Penix in London, and everybody else get in where you fit in. Sprinkle in some Casey Washington, maybe some
Oh,
Chris Blair,
sorry.
maybe we see him. I
Sorry, I
don't know.
have more breaking news.
Oh
This is
God. Oh
crazy.
God. Oh God. Do I have
Oh,
one to
wow.
hear?
I mean, here we go. We got breaking news about Ray McLeod.
Okay.
Um, so Ray McLeod has been sent home. Raheem Morris said it is a private matter and doesn't know if he's going to return.
Yeah, that
Wow.
means that means they're gonna
He's out
release.
of here.
Yeah, that
Wow,
means
he's
they're gonna
out.
release. Yeah, but I mean, we knew this was coming, Carrie. So when you make statements like he's going to compete for his job, you know what I mean. And I don't know what it is, but look, I'm not gonna kick a man when he's down. Ray, good luck to you, man. We appreciate all your contributions last year. We appreciate you, and hey, man, hopefully you figure it out, brother. But yeah, he's gone. That
They
that
must
that
have had
means
a falling out or something. For him to not be practicing, they're sending him home. I
Mhm.
mean, it's healthy scratch coach's decision, and now they're saying that Raheem says it's a private matter and he doesn't know if he's going to return. Wow.
Okay, Craig, I'm not gonna show that, but damn, I'm, I'm not gonna show that, Craig.
Wow.
Damn. Have a heart, Craig. Have a heart. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, I'm not. Oh boy, I'm not gonna show that. But damn, Craig. Oh wow. Oh, okay. Whew. All right. Nando says I told y'all that Ray is finished from in Atlanta. Yeah, he is. Boy, you know what? Craig's new name should be Sniper Carry. Craig, Craig, from this day forward, you are dubbed Sniper. That is your new name, Sniper. Because he just doesn't miss, Carrie. He just does not miss. Anyway, what the hell are we talking about, Carrie? I'm distracted now from
I'm
Craig's lack of
distracted because I'm like,
information.
wow, like,
But we knew this was coming, Carrie. I mean, come on. We knew this was
but
coming.
to me, it must have been very bad for us to be really down Mooney if you think about it. And then you're going to get rid of the next option.
Right.
Like, it
But
had to be bad.
Carrie, I told you when he did that, when he had that birthday party or whatever gala he did, that was not a good look, Carrie.
It wasn't a good
It was
look, but for
not a
all
good
we
look.
know, it's not even relating to that. Like, I
It
don't
it
know.
might not be, but I'm just saying to me that just and this could have been cumulative, right? So and not to be petty, because my wife says I'm King Petty. That's who my wife has renamed me. She's renamed me King Petty. That is me. Welcome everyone. I'm King Petty. Okay. So last year you show up at the Eagles game that we're playing them in their stadium with a throwback Eagles jersey on. And I know it's a little thing, but that to me said, okay, you don't have the bet. You can't read the room. Like, why would you do that? Like, that's kind of, I don't know, silly. Okay, whatever. Now we enter this year. Okay, um, it's just it's in poor taste, and you're already not having a great year, right? Now, if you're somebody else and you got, say, 1,500 yards receiving in 5 games, not a thing will be said to you, Carrie. Not a damn thing. Okay? Because contrary to popular belief, you do not treat all players the same. Okay? If you got 1,500 yards receiving at this point, you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want to do. Okay? I'm not saying you can get caught naked on Peachtree Street, with 23 people. But outside of that, you can't murder anybody. But outside of that, you know what I mean? There's not a whole lot of things you can do. But Ray Ray has not been producing. Okay, let's just be honest. He's not been producing at all. Now you add to that the fact that you did this, and this is the most important game that these Falcons are facing. And it's in a year, Carry, where if these Falcons don't win, Raheem and potentially Terry are out of here. You get what I'm saying? Like it's that I don't know that and because it's naive to think that arguments don't happen, right?
Right.
We know arguments happen. We know coaches and players argue all the time. So what elevates this to the level of essentially a fireable offense? And I feel like, to Craig's point, I feel like it's, look, we need all hands on deck and you got too much going on. And it's visible. You get what I'm saying? It's visible. Now they're not going to say that, but you can see it. You can see, oh, you got this, you got this, you got this, and clearly the Falcons are not a priority, and you're not producing on the field. So I don't know. I don't know. Craig
Yeah, I
says
don't
Ray Ray.
know. Wow.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
No,
Carrie.
I
I'm
was
sorry.
gonna say one more breaking news is that Jake
Oh,
Matthews and Darnell Mooney are both going to be game time decisions if they're going to play. I
okay.
definitely think 90% Jake Matthews is going to play because he's just built like that. Mooney, I'm not so sure because he's been injured a lot. I'm hoping he plays because we're pretty thin at receiver right now. So
I just think they probably should have just put Mooney on the IR and just let him rest up because he hasn't looked like himself when he played anyway. I don't think his shoulder was healed. Now you throw, I think he's just having one of those seasons where, oh, my shoulder, oh, wait, now my hamstring, oh, wait. And they happen, right? I don't know that he's going to be healthy this year. Thank you. I'm being D Will now. I can acknowledge that. If my brother were here, he would say, you're in your D Will. I'm in my D Will. But um, I don't know, Kerry. I don't know that. I guess what I'm saying is, yeah, the Falcons need another receiver. Now, if Mooney comes back and he's great, then great. But I just don't know that he's fully healthy. I don't know that that shoulder is fully healthy. You know what I mean? I don't know. But anyway, let's get back to these Falcons. Um, Falcons defensive strategy: stay disciplined versus McCaffrey, disguise coverage, bracket Kittle if he plays. Now, from my understanding, he's back in practice this week, right? So more than likely they will have Kittle, which is another weapon. Um, T. Terry says it's Bajan's team. Players say Bijan put holy water on them and pray for them for 4 games.
wow.
Bijan probably wanted Ray Ray out. Oh, come on, T. Terry.
Oh, don't do that.
Oh,
Bijan
come
is the
on, T.
nicest
Terry.
guy. He would not want
I
anybody
don't I
else.
don't see that. I don't see that. You know what that reminds me of? There was this movie where I think it was a cartoon, or part of it was a cartoon, but anyway, they supposed that Michael Jackson was really the villain behind the Jacksons, that it wasn't Joe Jackson. And it was funny. You had to see it, but just the way that thing went down, it was so funny to see Michael Jackson beating people up and going off on people. I don't know, but like I just to your point, I don't see Bajan doing that. Like I don't think Bajan has a malicious bone in his body. He's the sweetest guy. I don't see him doing that. You know what I mean? Like I can't see Bijan going into Raheem's office. Yeah, man, he's got to go. You know what I mean? Yeah, thanks everybody. Love you guys. Yeah, he's got to go, man. He's got like I don't see Bijan being duplicitous. You know what I mean? I don't know.
No,
What,
no,
what do you
not
think
at
there?
all. He's the
I don't
most.
see that.
No, he literally talks the talk, walks the walk. He's
Yes.
literally as holy and as good of a person as he, perceives himself to be. He's just what. He's as
What you see is
advertised,
what
so
you
I
get.
don't see that as all. Yeah.
Yeah, what you see is what you get. And don't get me wrong. Look, I know nobody's perfect, okay, but I'm just saying, Bijan Robinson is again one of the nicest people ever. None of his teammates have anything bad to say about him. You can ask any man in that locker room. None of his teammates have anything bad to say about him. They all rave about this guy. They love this guy. So I don't see Bijan being the one to do that. Could there be others? Sure, but not Bijan. Let's see. Craig Raheem going to be on Ray Ray's first mixtape.
You know,
Oh wow. It is gonna be a diss track called Capri Raheem.
you're so wrong for that. You're so
Oh wow.
you're wrong for that,
But
Craig.
it is funny though, Kim. It is funny. Come on. It is funny. That damn Craig, boy. Woo. Craig, if it don't work out, I don't know, man. You might want to go down to one of them comedy clubs, buddy. You might have something there, Craig. Might be on to something, Craig. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I've been dealing with you for about 6 or 7 months now, man. You're pretty funny on the regular. You might want to check it out. I don't know.
Oh, I'm not.
Nando says now that Ray Ray is gone, we most definitely have to get a number two receiver. I mean, hey, if you could get Jalen Waddle, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. I don't know that that's an option, right?
I feel like it's like 20%. I don't even know. 20% might even be high for us to get him, but I would love to get him. I'm not gonna lie. If Terry pulls that off with not having a first round pick, I would 100% trade my second round pick next year for him though. Although we need a drafted corner. We need to draft some offensive linemen, and we need to draft a receiver, honestly. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
we
But
definitely
a
need
few
a
holes.
we definitely need a receiver. Um, Smoothie says, "What's up, T. Will and Carrie F baby?" Oh, so it's Carrie Fontenot now. Carrie, I did not know this. Carrie, are you the new GM of the Falcons? Wait, are you the assistant GM of the Falcons, Carrie? Are you holding out on us, Carrie?
No,
What's up?
but
What's up? What's going on?
no, but I appreciate that, Smoothie. Good to see you in the chat. Thank you.
We'll see what's up, man. Nando says it's a 25% chance, but Pitts will have to be in the trade. No,
No, I mean,
no.
I feel like they just drafted a tight end, and they have Darren Waller, who's been all right this year. I don't know if he's on a 1 year deal. He might be only on a 1 year deal, but oh, sent you some news on Ray.
Where'd you send it, buddy? Would you send it via Facebook? Where'd you send it? Hold up, let me see.
It might be the breaking news, Smoothie. We just went over that. Yeah, Ray was sent home, and Raheem said it was a private matter between the team and Ray. He said that he doesn't know if he will return, which I don't get that part. Like, what do you mean you don't know if he's gonna return? Like, did you give an ultimatum to him and like, okay, if you do this, you can return? Like, to me, you're the head coach. Like, what do you mean? Like, did you
To
cut him
me,
or
it means
not? Like,
maybe. To me, it means maybe they're talking with the lawyers, right? Maybe that's
oh,
what that
okay.
means. Maybe they're, you know what I mean. And not that I'm not saying it's a litigious matter, but typically when you terminate someone, at least when I was in management, legal is involved. There is some component. Okay, can we do this? Because nobody wants, right? You got to, can we, before we do this, can we do this, right? I know he threw fecal matter at the wall in the camp, but can we do, you know what I mean? Like what's the protocol here? That's so maybe they're talking illegal. I don't know. This is all speculation, but
Yeah,
look after,
that's just a little thing that I was like, "Wait, what do you mean? Like, you're the
yeah.
head, you know what I mean? Like, you're the head coach. What do you mean if you don't know if he's gonna be
Well,
back?"
and maybe legally they have to notify some folks before they do that.
Yeah.
Right. Smooth C says, I'm late, y'all. Sorry, probably sent to the principal office. No, Smooth C, it's fine, man. Hey, look, anytime you show up, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Craig says Ray Ray equals Easy E. Really? Okay.
Oh, wow.
He says he's gonna make a song up about Raheem's Caprice. That's funny. Well, look at Carrie. I know you got a role. You have some prior commitments. We are coming up on that time. So let's get to it. Give me your final prediction. I don't know that we'll be doing. So today's Friday. So yeah, we won't
Today's Friday.
we won't be
Yeah.
doing the show before Sunday. So yeah, give me your prediction on what the score is. What the final score is.
Okay. Can you go first? I gotta think about this for a second.
Ah,
I gotta think about it.
Carrie, you always do this to me.
Well,
Okay, all right.
I say this because, you mentioned Kittle's gonna be back. I think Mac
Yeah,
Jones is gonna be the starter.
yeah.
Juwan Jennings, I think, is going to play. He's been limited in practice,
No,
but he has
that
been
that's
practicing again.
fair. That's fair.
Um,
I'll let you go through your process while you do that. So
so I'm trying to, yeah, really think about it.
I'm gonna say Falcons win this one. I'm gonna say I'm like you now. Oh, I gotta consider. You know what? I'm gonna say Falcons win this one. I think it will be close, but I'm gonna say Falcons win this one 28-25. Yeah.
Okay,
I
I'm
know
with
it's an
you.
uneven score. Somebody's going to get a 2 point conversion, but it's still going to be 28-25. But go ahead, Carrie.
Okay. No,
Falcons.
to your point, I do think we're gonna win. I think, we just pulled off that, upset against the Bills Monday Night Football, and I think we
Hmm.
continue this winning streak, make it 3 games in a row. I think that that big win was definitely a confidence boost for our guys, and we carry that momentum into San Francisco, who is a beat up team, honestly. They struggle with pass protection. Their run game, even though they have CMC, hasn't been working much. And yeah, if Mac Jones is a starter, I fear for his safety because, our defense is pressuring quarterbacks like no other. So, um, I'm gonna go. Think it's gonna be a close one though, because obviously they have home field advantage. I think Kittle coming back is gonna be big for them.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go. Gosh,
It's tough. It's tough. Hey, while
I'm
you do
gonna.
that, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, no, go ahead while I do that. What?
I'm going to show some other scores. So Craig
Okay,
says it's going to be 35-21.
okay. Oh, nice.
Let's
I would
see.
love that.
Me too. T. Terry says it's going to be 27. Oh, I know you would, Carrie. You could, because let me tell you something. Y'all, Terry goes, excuse me, Carrie, I'm Terry. Carrie really goes through it during these games. When I tell you she, every snap, she's like,
Don't
oh
out
God,
me.
what are we going
Don't out me.
to Well, but to be fair, it's all of us, Carrie.
You know,
You just kind of express it, but we're all in the chat like, oh shit, what's going to happen here?
no.
Like,
To your
yeah, that,
point, T Will, one day these Falcons will make me just have a game where I'm just sitting back like, oh yeah, we're about to blow this team out. But as of now, we're very, up and
you
down.
just never know. You're
Yeah,
just
you
right.
never
You just never
know. We
know.
win close
Yeah.
ones. We have shockers. Like you just never know. So yes, the Atlanta Falcons definitely stress me out during the games.
No,
That is for
they
sure.
they stress us out, Kerry. That's fair, but man, I tell you what, we all went through it that Monday night because when they didn't score the touchdown in the first half, we were like, oh, at the end, like, oh, what's that gonna mean? And then when they went down and scored, we were all like, oh, and then on that last drive, we were like, whatever. And then when we knew it was over, we were like, phew. So it was what a game. But I got to be honest here. I probably lost 2 pounds, which I need to lose a bunch of pounds, but I probably lost 2 pounds during that game. T Terry says 27-21. Nando says 29-18. Craig says notice my score didn't have field goals with it because I don't want the game decided by our kicker. And you know what?
Neither do I
Can't really
because
disagree with him
he
there.
went 0 for 2 in Carolina, not
Yeah,
in a dome, and we're not playing in a dome. So
and
low key,
he
I'm
kicked a
nervous about that.
curveball.
He did.
He's the first kicker I've ever seen.
That
Like
was
that had to
bad.
be wind carry. Like that thing shot up and it like, bro, that looked like one of those old Bugs Bunny. This might be before your time, Carrie, but those of you who old like me in the chat, those old Bugs Bunny cartoons where he throws this curveball and it just loops around and loops around and loops around forever. Like that's what that kick reminded me of. Anyway, Nerd King says, I don't care what the score is. Falcons will fly high and win. All right, Carrie, we need a score. What you got?
I think it's gonna be very close. I'm gonna go 27. I'm gonna go very nerve-wracking field goal winner, unfortunately. Falcons win 27-26.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's
I
go.
think
Let's
I
go.
think it's gonna be a close one. I really do. I hope it doesn't come down to a field goal because to Craig's point,
Yeah.
our I think the jury's still out on our kicker, unfortunately. He's been inconsistent. 2 games where he's made them, both all his field goals, 2 games where he hasn't. So
Yeah.
the jury's still out, but So hopefully it doesn't come down to that. I was debating between going 27-26 Falcons or um 31-26 Falcons just cuz I don't want it to depend on field goals to Craig's point, but
I
I'm
like
going
the
to go 20. I'm going to go
31-26.
yeah, I know. I kind of want to go that route. So
I like the 31-26. I
maybe I'll
like
just
that.
say that 31-26
Yeah,
cuz
yeah.
I don't
Let's
want
do
to I don't want it to come down to a field goal. I really don't.
No, we don't. But hey, all good. Carrie, as always, so much fun doing this show with you, my friend. Tell these folks where they can find you. And by the way, if you guys don't know, Carrie is the best producer in the business, and it ain't even close. Carrie, tell these folks where they can find you.
Thank you, T. Will. Yeah, you can find me here once a week, talking Falcons with on the Terry and Carrie show. You can find me on One Time for the Fan whenever Jack is not busy doing yard work. We didn't didn't, didn't have a show this morning
Oh
because
wow!
I think he was busy doing Punch's
Oh
permanent
wow!
braces or something. So
Oh wow, Carrie! Oh, I don't know why you
I
guys
mean,
do
am
this
I
on my
wrong?
show. Oh God! Now when I go back to Jack, he's gonna be like, "So, I didn't even say it, Jack. I didn't even say it. Why do I look like I have no shoulders when I do that, Carrie? That's weird. You see, I look like I have no shoulders. What the hell? All right. Anyway,
So
whatever.
yeah, I mean we normally go lives on what Sunday nights, Friday mornings, as well as Wednesday nights, and unfortunately we've been kind of inconsistent lately because he's gotten a lot of business right now. So
Yeah, he's got a lot going
um,
on.
yeah, that business is booming with the yard work, with the landscape. So, unfortunately,
Oh
you though can you definitely can find me though here on the Terry and Carey show at least once a week with
wow!
Please
What?
don't tell on me, chat.
Oh wow! I
Jack,
cannot
T-Will,
believe
Jack's
you
gonna
can.
Jack's gonna take the company One Time for the Fan company credit card from me. He's gonna snatch it from me like somebody snatches your chain.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but
Oh,
look at
oh,
Craig.
okay.
Look at Craig.
I don't even know what to say. Okay. Uh I did not expect that. Smooth C Jack is over here now shining my tire. Oh my god. Now y'all got Smooth C doing
Oh
it.
God,
Oh
Craig's the
my
monster.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Craig says I'll yell at Jack in my backyard to jump on. Yeah, he out here pulling weeds out of my grass. Y'all are y'all are so bad. Okay.
Oh man.
Anyway, what the hell are we talking about? Okay, well hey, thanks.
Oh,
I
we were
can't
talking
do-
about if
We
you
were
need any
we were doing the
landscaping
setups,
done,
yeah.
call 1-800
Oh
one time.
wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh, y'all, this is 21 carry right now. This is not BBE carry. 21 carry has taken over. Oh my God,
Yeah.
y'all are. Oh wow, look at Craig. Jack's internet connection wasn't working the last.
That's why we haven't had any One Time for the Fan
Oh,
shows,
Carrie,
man.
you are so wrong. Oh my God. Okay,
I know
I'm
Jack
gonna
probably
quit.
already sees this right now,
Uh,
but
yeah, I'm gonna quit while I'm behind. Hey, you guys. Wow, I did not expect that. I'm so sorry. Guys, thank you so much for. I was laughing at Craig. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. We appreciate you. You guys could have been doing anything, anywhere in the world. You chose to be with us. So, everyone in the chat and everyone out there on every platform, we thank you. We cannot thank you enough. We appreciate you. Look, if you enjoyed the show, please, by all means, come back. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe as we are typically here every Thursday and Friday, or at least every Friday. Um, and Typically Thursdays, some Thursdays. But hey, you can like, share, and subscribe. Go to For My ATL Sports 1 on YouTube. Again, the number 4, My ATL Sports, the number 1 on YouTube. Please like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends. And we will come back, probably Monday, Carrie? Maybe have a
yeah,
post-game
after
show, talk
yeah,
about it.
after we get the win in San
After we get
Francisco.
the after you'll be smoking on that 49ers pack, Carrie. Is
See,
that
you get it.
oh, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. So hey, everybody in the chat, thank you guys. Thank God for sending me in your path. Thank God for waking me up this morning. Miss Carrie, as always, thank you for everything that you do. Thank God for sending me in your path. Last but not least, Mr. Eric Parker. And Jack Spade, thank you for giving my start in this business. Thank God for you guys. You guys have an amazing day. Go Falcons. And yeah, rise up.
Rise up, peace.
Peace.
Let me tell you something. Look it, man. I've been an Atlanta fan for 45 years.
Late night vibes, we're turning up the heat. T Will on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL sports show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play, bringing the thunder every single day. T Will,